When I open my door, I literally have to go into the frame, the framing around the door, and stick my finger in it to push the lock to be able to open the door. And I mean, it's really not safe. There was a leak in the bathroom, and hot water flowed for like 6 months, boiling hot water. It was during the summer. The entire living room, which is set next to the bathroom, molded. So the walls were as the ceiling is now. And from his wheelchair, my husband painted the walls before he died. And this is what I'm left with. You can't really put anything out or place anything because you don't know where the next leak is coming from. So you have to have your stuff all jumbled around so it doesn't feel homey. You know, it feels like I'm just like packing up to go somewhere, and it's been like this for a very long time. The meetings I have found that we've been having are helpful because it appears that things are going to start to roll around here and things are going to get better.
You have hope.
Yeah, I do have hope. I'm at the point where when the housing came, the Deputy Commissioner has decided to do an order to vacate in my apartment because the conditions are so bad. There's not a ceiling or a wall that isn't covered with holes or mold. Walls are saturated and caving in. The floor is, it's down to bare wood that was underneath the tile, so it's not finished. And the bathroom is horrendous. The sink was taken out years ago and they never replaced it. The toilet is set on the floor but not actually too stable, and the tub has gone to the point where it's falling through the floor. They came to repair it and did a floor job of half concrete.
When they did this?
This was done probably 2 years ago. And there is no ceiling due to a water issue that has been in this apartment since I've been here, and a woman in the building lived in this apartment before we did, and she said she had the same issues. Mm-hmm. So as you can see, it's the bathroom is a hazard, and you don't feel very clean when you're coming out of a bathroom that is in this condition. It's horrendous that people should have to live like this, and so at this point, I'm just really grateful for having everybody around here doing, supporting each other. I'm finding it to be helpful, and like I said, I think it's going to get the ball rolling.
You are not alone in this, right? You are not alone. All right, we are here to help you all, okay? We took out $35 million to purchase 10 buildings. That doesn't include the other ones, right? So Milbank cogió 35 millones de dólares para comprar 10 edificios aquí en el Bronx. Ok, perdón, pero el edificio aquí en el Bronx, 10 edificios en el Bronx, ¿verdad? No cuesta 35 millones de dólares. Right? Joe Sichu, now appointed by the courts to administer your building, doesn't have the money that they need to make the repairs. Alright? So, who does?
The bank.
Right.
Altogether, we have close to 3,000 violations, maybe more, violations in the buildings. As you want to raise our family, some of us have lived in these buildings for quite some time.
I want to say that we're not asking for much. We're asking for adequate living conditions. For the simplest things as hot water, heat in the winter, a working elevator for the elderly. These aren't things that we should get this far to this extreme to ask for. These are things that are needed for us to live adequately. So, in my apartment at 2770 Kingswood Terrace, we had a fire about 2 years ago, and since then we had about 15 vacant apartments, and about 10 tenants had to leave their apartment because they weren't fit for them to live there, and they were promised to fix the apartment so they could come back, and they still haven't come back.
The problems that this young man just elaborated on are the same problems that we are having. We have about 6 apartments that has been burnt out going on 2 years. Nothing has been done. It happened under the watch of Millbank. He used to come into my house about every 2 weeks. Nothing is being done. I would like to know when those complaints are filed, how far did they go? How far?
Vivo por 27 años.
I lived in the building for 27 years.
En este building tenemos mucho problema de long time.
In this building for the longest we've had many problems.
En el año 2006, 2007 y 2008,
2006, 2007,
yo lo
2008.
pasé sin calefacción.
There was no heat at all during that period of time.
We shouldn't have to live this way. No one should. We got people coming to buy these buildings because they think that they're going to make money. They think that they're going to take us out of our apartments to bring in people with money to pay higher
All the
rents.
10 buildings of this Millbank is in a standstill. We don't know who the owners is. Everybody's respecting this mystery owner. Everybody's respecting everybody but the tenants. We have lived here. We're raising our children here. So the neighborhoods are going down because what? The building is over. People are getting discouraged. But I tell you, commissioners, I am telling you, we are not being discouraged. We will fight because we need where to live. We need to have a safe place to live. So it's not a threatening matter that I'm saying this to you. I have to say, actually, at this point in time, God Almighty, I am pleading with you to not abandon this position that we're taking here today.
I oversee enforcement and neighborhood services. So the areas that I oversee are code enforcement, housing litigation division, division of maintenance, neighborhood preservation, and alternative enforcement.
Well, let me explain to you what we would like, if you're so kind. First of all, is it possible to have inspectors to come and individually inspect the apartments? We need inspections throughout these buildings. And if that could be possible, when would that take place?
That's just true about which buildings need system upgrades, which buildings require the heating plant to be addressed before the winter really settles in. Right, so this is a great time for us to have this meeting.
They want to let you know that they're not having hot water to go to school in the morning. That's what they said. Leave it. And they want to let you know that their windows are broken to the point where he's scared that it's going to get cold. Que la ventana está rota. His window's broken. ¿Qué apartamento? ¿En qué apartamento? ¿Cuál es apartamento? B2. B2? B2? God bless you. Chulería. B2.
So I want to use the resources that I have wisely. Right? So did you want to say?
We understand from the beginning of our conversation that you did state that it's going to be a process.
Yeah.
We're quite clear on that. You are telling us that these surveys in your possession, that's going to be a very important factor in this.
Yes.
Now, as a tenant person, we're going to make the commitment to you, like you asked, you're challenging us. Well, we're going to challenge you back.
Good.
Because I assure you, as God is my witness, that we are going to try our best to get as many of these filled up. If that's the response, if that's the help that we're going to get. The only commitment I would like for you is if we are definitely going to have those individual inspections. We need inspectors to step in individual apartments, because you're seeing the basic. But now, what we need is that little flow of inspectors. If you take 1 floor a day, it'll be excellent. If you take 2 floors a day, better yet, take 1 building at a time. Let's see a movement. When you move, people get encouraged.